You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Civil Service Commissioner Aileen Lizada. Commissioner, thank you so much for your time. Let me already start. There's a bill to lift the mandatory retirement age of 65. NEDA agrees. Do you support this or do you have some concerns regarding this?
Thank you, Ms. Pinky. Good morning first to everyone who's watching and listening. We have Republic Act, RA 8291. This is the revised GSIS Act. So it is in this law wherein the age of optional retirement 60 years old and the mandatory age of retirement of 65 has been set. So if they revise or amend RA 8291, then we will be able to lift. However, if this still remains, then this is the operative document right now, the operative law in place. CSC provides for a 2-year extension of service because, Ma'am Pinky, for one to be entitled to retirement, you have to have 15 years in service and you are at least 60 years of age when one retires. However, if you fall short of 15 years, the CSC can extend you only for 2 more years. Likewise, Republic Act 8291 has to be read in parallel with RA 10911, which is the Anti-Age Discrimination Employment Act, Discriminatory Employment Act. It states here that there should be no discrimination. However, Section 6, Paragraph C provides for an exception, which is a valid retirement law. A valid retirement law can prevent continuous employment of employees beyond 65 years old. So, in other words, the 65-year-old, the 65 age remains, and the employee may be employed only after, provided if he or she is 65 years old, the position is a confidential position or hired as a consultant or a contract of service status po, Ma'am Pinky.
So, with regards to this bill that has been filed in Congress, lifting that mandatory age of 65, you're saying that we have to look into 2 laws in this regard. One would be, well, RA 8291, the GSIS Act. Is that so? And then the other one is the Anti-Discriminatory Act. They should what? Are you saying, are they contradictory or do they must complement each other?
Both laws right now, they complement each other. So if you lift the mandatory age of retirement, you have to consult GSIS on this because you're talking about the fund life of the GSIS because it has been projected who will retire, when will they retire, and the funds of GSIS have been invested. So they know the ROI, they know how much is involved when one retires. So nakaproject po ito lahat ng PG.
At the age of 65.
So if you take out the mandatory, the age of retirement, the mandatory.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Parang nakaprogram na kasi ito na ang age ng retirement 65. If this is extended, that will obviously affect the projection of GSIS.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. We have spoken to them several times during congressional hearings.
Yeah, pero this really only refers to, well, basically, people who work in government. In fact, you were saying, during an earlier interview, sabi niyo po, hindi niyo maintindihan, bakit? Tama ho ba? Magtatagal pa yung mga empleyado sa gobyerno dahil sabi mo nga, you have long hours and it's quite stressful. And that most of you would actually really want to retire at 65?
In the ASEAN, we are the eldest. We have the oldest mandatory age of retirement. And when I went around Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, consulted the employees in 2019,
We've lost our connection.
98 to 90, optional age of retirement.
There you go. You're back, ma'am.
Okay. Ever since 2019, when we consulted the employees, 98 to 99% are for the lowering of the optional age of retirement of 60 to 56. But the mandatory retirement remains at 65,
Yeah.
65, so that they can be able to finish the 15 years in service. Sorry for the background disturbance.
No problem. Yeah. So basically, well, we want to tell you that the commissioner is in the airport right now and just gave us a chance to interview her. So hence the PA, no, the announcement. So yung sinasabi niyo po, to summarize, mas gusto pa nga nilang babaan from 65 to 60, optional.
From 60 to 56, because the optional
50
is
to 60, that's right.
Pwede ka na mag-retire.
Opo. Bababaan pa from 60 na optional, ang gusto nila ngayon, 56.
To 56.
Pero okay.
Yes, 56. Kasi pagod na rin yung mga tao.
But
Especially parang nag-burnout na yung iba.
But there's also the flip side, hindi ho ba? Yung marami pa rin ang sinasabing,
Yes.
malakas pa kami eh. We're strong enough to continue working over 65. And in fact, they're being forced to look for other jobs because na-force po sila, napilitan po silang mag-retire kahit na kayang-kaya pa nila. How about that sector?
For the mandatory age of retirement, right now it is RA 8291 that is in the operative law. So we must comply with 65 as the mandatory age of retirement unless Congress amends the GSIS Act.
Right.
Because nandun ho yung batas na yon.
Dapat tingnan po ito, no? Itong RA 8291 in relation to this lifting of the
Yes.
mandatory retirement age. Okay, but I want to go to NEDA. NEDA actually even supports this bill. I understand what you're saying. No, this has to, they have to look into this RA 8291 as well. But let's talk about the bill itself. Kayo po ba, is this something that you support? Do you think that the mandatory retirement age should be lifted?
Okay, I'm just saying I have not read the bill yet. And if you say that we lift the mandatory age of retirement, this is all connected with the retirement benefits, even if we want to. But there will be the retirement benefits of the future retirees will be affected. Then this is a matter that has to be thoroughly discussed, studied, and evaluated, Ma'am Pinky.
Opo. NEDA was saying, when asked about this, that marami pa pong mga age na 65 and above na kaya pa ho talaga magtrabaho and are still productive members of society. Not the secretary was saying, don't limit the opportunities for them. So I just want to bring this in. Yung pag-usapan lang po natin, if possible, yung pong pension, ano? Maliit ho kasi yung pension naman na nakukuha ng mga empleyado o ng mga senior citizens. Kaya po naghahanap din sila ng they are forced. Opo, they're forced to work. Just a quick reaction on that. Yung maliit po kasi yung pensyon, kaya po napipilitan silang maghanap ng trabaho.
Okay, medyo choppy ho yung pasok. Can you hear me, Ma'am Pinky?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, medyo choppy ho, but I think I got the question. Let us be clear. To be considered government service, I think it should be studied properly. But in excess of 65 years of age, pwede ho silang ma-employ as consultant, as contract of service, but it will no longer be considered as government service. Baka ito ho yung sinasabi nila, that this is open. Actually, it has been there. Hindi ho natin binabawalan yung more than 65 years old to be a consultant or a contract of service po. Hindi ho natin sila binabawalan. There is no law na nagbabawal po, no? But it will not be considered as as government service. So pwede ho silang confidential position, 1, 2, hired as consultant, 3, or contract of service. Pwede po under ito hong even if beyond 65 years old. But if you say to be considered as government service, it affects a lot.
Yeah.
It will affect the separation pay, it will affect the retirement pay po. And we have to discuss with GSIS on the matter.
Yung tinatawag po ninyong government service, yung sa amin po, regular employee. Kumbaga, pag mag-retire sila, ang sinasabi nyo, pwede pa sila magtrabaho, pero hindi na sila pwede maging regular employee, to which you call them government service. All right, Civil Service Commissioner Aileen Lizada, ma'am, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Thank you rin po, ma'am, sa pagkakataon. Sorry for the noise. Thank you very much po.
Thank you also. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.